All right. So today's training is about the top 10 in the 10X leaderboard. It's our play-by-play marketing strategy. And my goal for this training is for you to discover a marketing plan that suits you, that will allow you to fill your offers with consistent, predictable results. So again, whether you're an affiliate marketer, if you are a coach, if you have a course that you're selling, these strategies will work for anyone, any business who needs more leads and more sales, right? Everyone's like, Doug, will this work for me? My question for you is, do you need more leads, more quality leads, the right audience? And do you need more sales? If the answer to that question is yes, then absolutely this is going to work for you. Give me 1 second. Okay, perfect. I'm just going to pull up the comments on Facebook so I could see you guys that are tuning in. All right. So the questions I want you to ask yourself on a daily basis, right? Where do you want to go? Where do you need to get in front of, or who do you need to get in front of? What do you need to do? And what do you need to do to get there? Right. So if you're asking yourself these questions, obviously you'll ask yourself in the I format, like, where do I want to go? Who do I need to get in front of? What do I need to do? And how can I get there? So no matter what your goal is, right, you got to set the target to know where you're going. And these are the questions I ask myself every day. Okay, my goal is this today. It's this week, this month. And these are the questions to get really clear on. And these were the 4 questions when I flew my team out here to San Diego after we had the mastermind at Grant Cardone's office in Miami. We set our target. We said, we want to be top 10 for Grant Cardone's launch. We are in a room of people that have millions of followers, hundreds of thousands, some of them even millions of people on their email lists. You know, I'll be honest, like our email list is about 4,000 people. All right. And we don't have any education or knowledge about running ads. And if we're going up against the best and the best marketers in the world that have a team running ads, they've got a massive email list and a huge following, how do we even compete with that? And I want to show you today what we did. And it's really about playing to your strengths. We had to get clear on what are our strengths and what do we need to do to go all in on those. So I want to talk about consistency, because I'm no different than anyone watching this right now, whether you're just starting or you've been in business for a few years, or maybe you've been in business longer, maybe you're even beyond where I'm at in my business right now. You know that if you're at that level, like, it's all about consistency, right? Consistency equals opportunity. And you just got to stay the path, find out whatever consistency looks like to you and work it out like a muscle and get better and better at it. And I've been able to teach some of the things I'm going to be showing you here in this training today on stages with Russell Brunson and his inner circle. People have paid $50,000 to $250,000 to be in that room. I've spoken on Pedro Deo's challenge panel. I partnered up with some of the top masterminds in the industry to license my material in their curriculum. And then most recently partnered up with Grant Cardone to promote his Unbreakable Business Challenge launch. All right. And it's all because of consistency. Like I started, back in 2019, and, what is consistency, right? Sometimes it was posting monthly. Sometimes it's grown to posting weekly. And now in some cases daily. It's like, find what consistency looks like. You don't try to go publish content and run ads and do this on every single platform starting out. Find one platform with one message, with one offer that you can help one type of person solve one problem. And when you do that, you're going to just focus, stay consistent, and you will be able to rise up in your business. And for me, like it wasn't like I just came up with an offer and nailed it on the first one. It's going to take time. Like, go out there and fail forward, and just know that your first offer probably is going to be the one to go and smash it. And for me, I went through from 2014 to 2018, over 30 different things I tried to build online, but I learned something new every single time. And finally, you know what? I learned about offer creation. And my first time going through a training on offer creation, I literally just watched it. It was a 30-day training from ClickFunnels, One Funnel Away Challenge. I just watched and took notes. The second time I went through it, I just chose something around my apartment. It was the TRX workout straps. They said, just pick something around you and turn it into an offer. Follow these things and turn it into an offer and go make a marketing campaign for it. Pretend, right? So it wasn't even like a real thing. I knew I was going to go out and sell and promote, but I knew that I'd gain knowledge by going through the experience. And then I found that I could just go and promote that training I've now gone through several times as an affiliate. So sometimes either joining somebody in their company or going out and marketing a product or a service that's already existing could be the best way to go out there. And, yes, I do affiliate promotions. I've only done really two: ClickFunnels and now Grant's offer. So I'm not a massive affiliate marketer by any means. It's not even my primary focus. My primary focus is my full-time Freedom Academy and helping our clients create their signature event and create a system to repeat it every month to fill their offers consistently. So now on the side, I get invited to do these cool things like Grant. Like, that's something you can't say no to, right? So I said, yes, I'm all in. What do we need to do? Who do we need to get in front of? How do we get into the top 10? And some of the strategies I'm going to show you today, I've started doing these a few years ago and it's evolved. And you could see my first ever top leaderboard. I'm going to show you, for those of you guys who are new and like, Doug, we're not surprised you're top 10 for Grant. But what about us? What about us who are just starting out? And you could look here. This is my first ever leaderboard. I was at the top of it against some of the biggest names in the industry. And I had literally a Facebook group of like 200 people back then, no email list. I was just starting out, and I played to my strengths, and I ended up at the top of that leaderboard with some of the strategies I'm going to show you today. Most recently, besides Grant, about 3 months ago now, I finished number 3 on the leaderboard for Russell Brunson's 2.0 launch. Earned over 6 figures with that launch, over 6 figures with the Grant launch just recently. You can see some of the other leaderboards I've landed on, and it's not anything special. It's not anything that I'm doing differently. Some of the things I'll show you today, I bet you don't see a lot of people doing. And I know you could take one today I'm going to show you to implement and go and get these results. But it's just doing it consistently, refining it, doubling down on what works, and whatever didn't work, leave it behind. Don't do that again. Go put your energy into what is actually working. So what we're going to cover today is going to be our mission to top 10 and the 10X launch. I'm going to share with you the actual document that me and my team put together for our strategy to accomplish that mission. We're going to go over the final results of the leaderboard and what was the number one driver for us. What was the number one strategy that we did to get opt-ins and sales? I'm going to show you that deep dive on that marketing strategy. And I'm going to talk about, for those of you who want to see how I won my first leaderboard, like I mentioned, I'm going to show you that too, because I think it's important. And it's interesting to see 4 years ago, I was still doing the same things. I've just doubled down on the actual things that are working best and just stayed consistent. And then we'll talk about bonuses and enhancing your results. And then we'll wrap up with a Q&A session. Sound good? Okay. By the way, this is something I want to share with all of you, just to thank you for being here. Thank you for being on our calendar. Thank you for being on our registration list for our weekly live trainings. And if you're live, especially, we love when you show up. So we want to reward those of you. If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or in one of our groups, or if you're live here on Zoom with us, we're going to put a form in the chat right now. So Jared, if you want to pull up that form real quick, if you're watching on social, it's in the description. All you got to do is answer a few questions for us. That's going to allow us to understand where you're currently at. Do you have an offer? If you don't, we have a really special training for you to help you build an offer. If you do have an offer, you probably need more sales, more leads, more traffic. And I've now filmed a sold out virtual events curriculum that we're going to be sharing with you, just to thank you for filling out that form. This is going to be a program we're launching at $997. You guys get it free just for giving us some feedback. And when you do that, it's only a few questions, and we need to gather that information from you to find out where you're at. Because for some of you, organic marketing traffic probably isn't going to help you right now if you don't have an offer. So if you don't have an offer, make sure you put no offer. And maybe if you have an offer and it's not selling, you probably need to refine that. So I would still put no offer on that form. We're going to reach out to you and send you a free training to help you build an offer. If you have an offer, click yes on that form. And what I want you to do is fill that out, put yes on the offer. We're going to reach out to you and send you over this new curriculum. It's called Sold Out Virtual Events. Even if you're not doing a virtual event, like this is a virtual event right here. Even if you're not doing any live streams or anything like that, where you make offers, these traffic strategies will help you. If you read the screen here, it's about how to track the right audience with the right message. It's how to leverage your existing audience. We got lessons on all these things. New audience growth, right? So if you're not getting any traction with your current following or audience, number one, we probably need to start attracting the right one, right? The right people with the right message. And then we're going to talk about how to grow your audience with both organic and some paid. I don't do a ton of paid stuff. I'm mostly organic. So now we're going to send that over to you. So fill out that form if you know you want that. And if you're watching the replay, the link is in the description above. Just hit see more on the description. Or if you're on YouTube, click down and hit see more. You'll see the link. Go and fill out that. Everyone take a few minutes right now. It's literally 5 questions. Take like 30 seconds real quick to fill that out for us. And again, we're going to send you over one of two, or maybe even both if you want both. But one is really specific about how to help you build an offer, and the other is about traffic strategies, called our Sold Out Virtual Events training. Cool. Who's excited for that? We've been putting our efforts into this. These are all really relevant. This is all relevant to what we're doing in 2023. So it's not like outdated things that just don't work anymore. It's not like an old regurgitated curriculum. This is all brand new. Besma says, done. She's the first. Besma, you should get a prize. We'll give you both, Besma. All right, cool. So go fill out that form. The link is in the description or in the chat. So, all right, we're going to move on. Kind of just covered this, just showing you fill out the form. We'll reach out and send you the new curriculum. All right, so this is our mission top 10 and 10X. So if you guys have been, if this is your first time seeing me or you haven't seen before, back in November, I got a message on Facebook or Instagram rather from Grant Cardone. And it wasn't him, obviously, but it was his team. And they said, you know, Grant wanted us to reach out to you. And we've seen what you're doing with different launches in the industry. We want to know if you'd want to come out to Miami and partner up with us on something exciting we're doing. Obviously, I dropped everything, flew to Miami, and spent a week there at Grant's headquarters. Ended up having dinner on a Sunday night before everything started. We had a 2-day mastermind. I ended up sticking around for a few days for a couple interviews with Grant, his wife, Elena. We had a couple different sessions, and got a full tour of his headquarters, which was really cool. So soon as we got back, you know, we gathered a lot of information about the launch, what's going to be going on. And this just ended like last week. And the first thing I did was I flew out my team. We got an Airbnb here in San Diego. You could see the windows are covered with our plan. I'm going to show you what that plan is here in a moment on a document. And this is what we came up with. We just planned out our mission to land top 10 on the leaderboard. And truthfully, like, even back then, I'm like, man, this is going to be a stretch. Like, we saw who's in that room. There were some of the biggest names in the industry promoting this. And we were by far one of the biggest underdogs in it. So I said, we got to really double down. Here are the 6 questions I want you to take a screenshot of or write down. No matter what you're doing, whether you're promoting an affiliate launch, if you're promoting your own offers, something else, these are the questions you should ask yourself before going in and to any promotion. And this is what we asked ourselves and got really clear on. Number 1, what assets do I have? Right? Your assets could be a group, an email list, a social media account, your following. If you don't have any of these things, at least you have a social media account, right? Because that's probably how most of you guys found us. So you do have assets. You just got to figure out what assets do you have. Number 2, what value can I create? So I knew that what am I willing to do that the other people that are promoting this won't want to do, or, just won't even be interested in doing? So what value can I create? I'm going to show you what we created. Number 3, what bonus complements, not confuses? A lot of people create these bonuses for these types of things, and they can confuse the core offer. And I wanted to make a bonus that complements it. So what I did was I created an 8-week coaching program that we gave away as a free bonus that starts on February 20th. And we're going to be coaching over 130, I think it's 135 people through this process for 8 weeks to go deeper on the subject matter of business systems, right? Your operations, your marketing, your sales, your fulfillment, and how to really scale your offer. Number 4, what can I present to get attention? Right? Just like we're doing today, we're presenting to get attention. We do these sessions every single week. My goal is to give you the best strategies every week so you could go get some results. And we did this leading up to, we stopped for a while, to be honest. Last year, I used to go live every Thursday. kind of got away from it, business and life and all the things. And when we came into this training, I looked back at last year's biggest months. I'm like, hey, we were doing well when we were going live on Thursdays. So we brought it back, and we've been live now for the last 8 weeks, I want to say, going live every single week. And the 4 sessions we did leading up to Grant's event is where we got most of our signups to his challenge, his Unbreakable Business Challenge. So I figured, what can I present that I know my audience is interested in, and get them to come hang out with us and implement some strategies and get results? Because if I can get them results, they'll be likely to come forward with us in Grant's offer in our 8 weeks. Number 5, who's going to watch it, right? Who's going to show up to those events? And then number 6, who else can I get in front of? Right? What audiences are out there? What communities? What groups? What forums? What social media platforms? Who can I get in front of? And the mission accomplished. So these are the final results. You guys could see my name's highlighted down here. My goal was top 10. We landed number 8, and some of the most amazing people surrounding my name here. We have, Anthony Morrison, Bill Allen. I can't see the 3rd place name, but we got Brian Walsh, Russell Brunson, number 6. You guys have 2 spots behind Russell, Shonda, and then Stormy Wellington. She's amazing. She's got 1.4 million followers on Instagram and goes live every day. She's just killing it. So that we hit our goal, and it was cool to see Grant wrote this post, and it was kind of cool that we really connected, and he kind of saw the efforts we were putting in. Fewest opt-ins. I had the fewest opt-ins out of anyone in the top 10, but because of all of you watching this, a community, you guys really helped us accomplish this. So we're going to be rewarding all of you who have participated in that and have signed up for Grant's offer. We've got an amazing 8 weeks ahead starting on February 20th. Really excited to work with all of you during that time. Now, here are the results. Okay. One thing I'm really excited about, I never used to do this, and I'm so grateful to have Kelsey, who has helped us measure every single link that we put out on social media for almost a month. Every link had a tracking link attached to it. So we were able to track where every single opt-in came in from, where every single sale came in from. There was way more than this. We probably had literally 20 to 30 links, but I condensed them because we broke it down by dates and, team members and everything. But I didn't want to show you guys all that because it could get confusing. But here's what we found out. Our weekly trainings brought in 617 opt-ins to Grant's challenge. That's 40%. Email brought in 263 signups to the challenge at 17%. Our team outreach from our content. So if someone comments on our content, some of you guys are in this room right now because you saw our content, you commented, said you want to be here, we reached out, right? So it's warm outreach. 386, 25% of our opt-ins came from that effort. And then lastly, social posts, just people that saw our content with the links in the description or the link in the comments. That was 18% for a total of 1,555 opt-ins. Now, sales, these numbers are pretty consistent. If you look, it's they're not too far off. These are core offer sales, people that took Grant up on his offer during his launch, not just a ticket to the event, but the actual offer he was inviting everyone into. Weekly trainings, we got 52 sales from, that's 38%. Email was 23%. I'm sorry, 23 signups for 17%. Team outreach, 32 sales at 24%, and then social media posts, 28 sales for 21% of the total sales. All right. And with these numbers, we were able to land number 8 on the leaderboard. So imagine going out, imagine if you could do an event, you could, even if it's for somebody else, or you're promoting our challenge, or you're promoting your own event or offer, and you could get over 1,500 people to sign up. And from that convert, I don't know, it's a little less than 10%, probably 8 or 9% of people buying the offer. Those are really good. Industry standards is 3 to 5% is considered amazing, right? So I want to show you what got the best results. Obviously, you can see it here. It's the weekly trainings just like this one that we're doing with all of you here. And I want to encourage you, if you have never gone live, this is why when I do my 5-day event every month, the first thing we make you do It sounds so bad, make you do, but I do. I'm like, if you want to be a part of this training, you have to go in my group. You have to introduce yourself, whether it's a recorded video or a live video, because going live changed my life. 4 years, probably almost 5 years ago now, I went live in one of my mentors' Facebook groups. I broke out in hives. I was so nervous. And I'm like, you know what? That was super uncomfortable. I feel good that I did it. And that inspired me to get uncomfortable every day. I started a Facebook group. I went live in that group every single day for 30 days straight and kept going with it. And I got more comfortable on camera. And even today, it's like, I'm not great at it. Like you hear me mumble and stumble and all these things. And I just encourage you, do it imperfect, put yourself out there, just document the journey, right? If you hear some of the biggest names in their trainings, they're just like, you just got to start documenting the journey. You'll find your way. You just got to put yourself out there. And people, I think the biggest thing they're scared of is to put themselves out there. So I encourage you, like, go out there, go live, do a training. I'm going to show you today how I've mapped out 6 months of weekly live trainings in an hour. And you can do this too, even if it's just going live for a few minutes and talking about where you're at. My first live to my Facebook group, I went live and I did the opposite of what most people think I should do, right? I should go live and talk about how I'm an expert and how I have all these results. No, I went live and was like, I'm brand new. My account is negative. Here's my bank account. Here's my student loans. You could see I'm like 3 months behind on that. It's I think it was $97,000 at that time. And I said, this is where I'm at. Here's my goal. I want to be a dream car winner for ClickFunnels. And here's my plan. And you're going to watch me do this in the next, I think I said 6 months. I ended up doing it in 2. And I just documented the whole journey and put myself out there and, really rallied everyone behind me, just showed them what I was doing. I'm still doing that till this day, right? I'm showing you what I'm doing because I know if I could shortcut your path, you're going to get results a lot faster, right? If you're out there, cold DMing, that's not even on the list because why? We didn't do it. But if I'm looking at this, I see that the majority of these came in from live trainings, I'm going to now double down on what's working best. Okay. So this was the plan. When I flew my team out here to San Diego, we put together this entire plan. Here's our content strategy. Here's our content messaging. Here's the freebies we're going to create, right? You got to create value forward, value first, warm outreach, cold outreach. We ended up not doing a ton of cold because we had such a great intake of warm people commenting on our freebies and wanting those in our live trainings and all the content we're putting out, and then building out our bonuses. All right. So that was this is our plan. And out of all of this, creating these freebies and doing these live sessions you see right here, these were our sessions that we did. I think we ended up doing a few more. But these were the topics we decided to teach every single week leading up to Grant's offer. By the way, who here was on some of these? Let me know in the chat or the comments if you're on social. Who attended some of these events that we did? I'd love to hear how many you were on. I feel like Donna's here. Donna was on all of them. I see Denise. I know you were there for most of them. Aaron was on all of them. Yeah. Cool. So that's our plan. And now I could talk about all the things we did today, but I think it's most effective if I show you what the number one result driver was. So do you guys want to see the number one result driver, how I plan these weekly sessions, how I went about the entire process? Well, I want to show you something that I personally haven't seen anyone else doing. And it's called calendar marketing. Like, who here's on my calendar? Who here has my weekly session on your Google Calendar? Just put calendar in the chat or the comments below. I'd love to see if you see my weekly recurring free training on there with the Zoom link in the description. All right, a lot of you guys. Now, second question is, who else is doing that? Just say I am or me in the comments or the chat. Are you guys doing calendar marketing? If not, I want you to start this today. What's cool about this is I've got a weekly event every single week on Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern on that calendar, and you're going to see that on your Google Calendar. And you could look at the title each week and see if that's something you're interested in. And if it is, we'd love to see you on there. If not, you don't have to attend. But how cool would it be for you to have that on your audience's calendar? And over time, you might have hundreds, maybe even thousands of people that have their Google Calendar up and you're on it. So here's how we do that. And this is what we're going to continue to do this year. I really love doing these live trainings. Number one, I get to meet all of you. And number two, I'm creating content that I can repurpose. I'm going out there and expanding our reach on social media. And all of our content is designed to promote these live trainings. Because I know if you could come here and learn a few things and implement them, you're going to get the results. And then you're probably going to come want to work with us in our 5-day event each month, or maybe even come and work with us further beyond that. And if not, that's okay too. As long as you're learning and you're implementing and getting results and I'm shortcutting your path to success, that's really what I love hearing. I love hearing when people are like, Doug, I implemented that thing and here's the result I got. Send us a DM. Tell us what's working for you when you see something. So now here's a pretty generic, system that we've created, right? So if you're not sure what to post, we're doing a live stream every Thursday, right? We stream this to Facebook, our page, our group, and YouTube. Now, my goal is to get as many of you here as possible. So Monday, you guys probably saw the post I put out. I said, hey, free training coming up, how I landed top 10 on Grant Cardone's leaderboard, 2 spots behind my mentor, Russell Brunson, and it wasn't with paid ads. And a bunch of you commented on there and you said, I want the link. We sent you over the Zoom link. Tuesday, I put a story post out telling why I'm doing this and why I want to run this event and show you guys what I'm doing. Wednesday, last call post. Then I go live on Thursdays, and then Friday I'll post something like, hey, who missed it and needs the replay? We'll send them over to YouTube. They'll watch it on YouTube. We'll get watch hours. It's and I'm not going to do this every week. Like, as far as like, I will switch this up because that would get old if I'm doing that every week. But ultimately, the content I'm posting through social media and the daily shorts and the reels and the stories that I'm putting on Facebook and Instagram are all designed to get people here to our weekly sessions, because I know that the content I'm going to be bringing to you is what's working in real time for us right now. Email, we'll send out a reminder. Who here got an email reminder an hour or 30 minutes before today and as we went live? All right, who got that reminder? Now I'm wondering if I actually sent out that email. I'm curious if I hit send. I can't remember. Okay. Well, here's the process. I'm going to walk you guys through this step by step, click by click today. Number one, I create a Facebook event every week for this event. I invite the people I think would be fit, new friends and new connections that aren't registered yet. We'll update the Zoom registration link details, right? Every week I use the same link. I just change the title of the event, the description, and the date and time. I update on the Google Calendar. I set up Restream. That's what's allowing us to go live on several platforms right now. It's called restream.io if you want to check it out. We schedule the content to support the live training. That's this content up here. I reach out to those who are engaging and get them to register, right? A lot of you guys got messages from us, whether it's through Instagram or Facebook or email. We emailed everybody, and then send out the replay via broadcast. So this is what's working best. And we've now mapped out 6 months. I'm going to show you how I planned out 6 months of content. I'll do that here in a few minutes. But here's the step-by-step. I'm going to show you this right now. Create a custom Google Calendar. Who here is not working from a Google Calendar or a calendar in general? Put no calendar in the comments below if you're not working from a calendar. Meaning like you're just kind of waking up and doing whatever is on your written to-do list, where you're not sure what you're doing. Hopefully all of you. Calendar is life here and says, all right, Yogi, you got to get on it. I'll just give you guys a quick story. When I first started and I told my mentor I wasn't working from a calendar, dude scolded me. Like, you gotta get used to working from a calendar. I just wasn't used to it. And I promise you, when you get a calendar that's dialed in and you put the priorities on there first, and that's not work, it's like routine stuff, your meals, schedule those and block them out so people can't schedule those times with you. And then you put in the most important things you need to do, coaching calls, and you need to learn from coaching calls you need to deliver, or, the most important tasks of the day. You should have at least one priority task on your calendar every day. You'll see it's on my calendar. It's orange. If it's orange, it's my priority for the day. If I could just do one priority every day, I'm making efforts to go forward. And I would highly recommend getting Google Calendar. It's simple. Most people have it, and really just get it dialed in. All right. So what I do, I create a brand new custom Google Calendar called Doug's Free Trainings. I add the events. Ours are every Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I get the shareable link, and then I put that in emails. I give it to social. We even sent some of you that in the chat or the and Messenger. We create a Zoom link meeting registration required. I'll show you how that looks. And we put that on the description of the calendar so you could register for these weekly sessions. I add it to the calendar event description. Then I update the Zoom meeting every week. That's our process, 6-step process, really quick. All right. So let me go into, I'm going to show you guys a quick demo of this. All right, so here's my calendar. You can see it's, again, in this hour, really, these are going to probably be a little bit longer, but in this hour, I'm here, I'm having lunch, and then I'm going to be creating content. So like dial in your calendar and color code it if you need to, like have it just like in that time you're doing this. And I promise you it's going to get rid of all the overwhelm in your life. That might look overwhelming, but structure equals freedom. And when you're working on the things in your calendar that you know you need to get done, your goal is to, on the weekend or maybe even Friday after your work day, say, how well did I show up to my calendar this week? How can I improve that next week? Because if you do that, you're going to get so much more done. All right. Anyway, you could see this one event on our calendar. In the description, we have the Zoom link that most of you have registered with. And you have, I even put our link to our upcoming workshop. So some of you are even clicking here and joining us on February 27th, which is really exciting. I can't wait for that event. Now, what I can do is click these three dots, hit settings and sharing, and hit get shareable link. And I could share this with all of you. I'm going to drop it in the chat. If you guys aren't on our calendar and you want to be, I'm just going to put in the chat. You can click there. You have to be on desktop. That's the only thing. Won't work on mobile. You got to be on desktop. And it'll add that to your calendar. And if you don't want to see it, you could just click off this and hide it for now. Or if you want it on your other calendar, you could click on this and you could actually copy this to your calendar. So you could save it and you could actually uncheck it and it's gone, but it's still in your calendar. So you could choose the events you want to be a part of. Okay. So how do I do that? Down here, you're going to hit a plus sign. You're on Google. You have your calendar set up. Hit that plus sign. Hit create new calendar. You're going to call it, who do I got? We got Cindy here. Cindy's free trainings. And it might not even be training. It might be random thoughts, right? You might just share your random thoughts or document your journey. You might interview somebody. Create this calendar, right? Can't type calendar and hit create. Right? Just hit the create button and then you're going to see it appear up here. And you can see we have quite a bit of calendars. We have calendars for our clients, our weekly sessions for our clients. We have a calendar for our team. We have one for the Grant Cardone launch, all kinds of things. But we're focused on the free trainings right now. Excuse me. So now we have the free training here, and I could now share. Now this is where people make mistakes. They're like, Doug, I don't see anything on my calendar. You have to add events. So let's say if you're doing, Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, you'll call this, let's see, who else do we have here? Matt Rudisill, Matt's free training. And you'll give it a name each week. Like you can see our name this week is Mission Top 10 to 10X Launch. All right. And then you'll go in here, you'll add a description. Hit a description. And this is where we're going to add the Zoom link. And if you have a funnel link, you could put it in here too. It's going to get traffic to your funnel. So to get that Zoom link, what you're going to do is go to Zoom. As you can see, this is our event that we're on right now. And literally as soon as this is over, I'm going to go update this topic, the description, put it to next week, right? It's going to be, was it February 16th? So I'll update the date and the time to next week's topic. And this stays the same. This is the registration link I want to get and go and put on the calendar in the description, right? Register here. And what's cool about this, I'm going to show you something really cool right now. Where's Zoom at? Okay. If I look at registration, you guys, we have 555 people on this, and we just started doing this a few weeks ago. 555 of you got a daily reminder, not daily, but a weekly reminder before we went live today saying, hey, we're live for our weekly session. And imagine if you could build this up to the hundreds and maybe even thousands of people eventually that you can go live and Zoom's going to notify them that you're live. So how do we create this? First, you're going to need a Zoom account, schedule meeting. You're going to call this, weekly training session. And then you're going to pick your date. You're going to pick the time of the length of it. I don't do passcodes. I just do waiting room. You could adjust the settings down here, but this is the most important thing. You're going to click required. And when you click required and hit save, that's going to create that Zoom link, right? It's going to create that registration link. And I'll show you what happens when you click this. It's going to open this up. They're going to see the title, the description, and fill out your name and info and hit join meeting or submit your registration. And now they're on your Zoom list. And then you could take that link and again, go put it in your calendar here. Make sure, this is another big mistake people make. They don't choose the right calendar. You might have it on your normal calendar. Go put it on your free training calendar. You don't want to do this on your actual calendar because you don't want people seeing all your events. They're not going to want to stick around for that. They don't need that. They just need to know the one event each week. So this is a free training calendar. Make sure it says that, and then you could hit save. And for those of you who are on my calendar, you go to your calendar right now, you'll see that we have a new event added. It'll probably even notify you about it. I'm going to delete it though, because that's not real, obviously. So that's the first step, is create the calendar, put it on there. Now, the next big question people ask is, how do I come up with content to teach on? Like, I don't even know what to talk about. Again, it could be an interview. You might interview your peers or your mentors, right? If you're in my coaching program, you asked to interview me. Yeah, I'm going to say yes. Like, let me come talk to your people. I would love that. You don't have to be the expert. If you're starting out, like, what can I talk about? Like, just say, here's what I'm doing. I just attended this class with Doug and here's what I learned. You guys, my first 30 sessions of doing live trainings in my community, besides just documenting my journey, I was literally just going through a training and giving them a 15-minute summarization of what I learned and what I'm doing to implement that training. By teaching, you're going to learn faster and you're going to implement. You don't have to even say you're the expert. I was like, hey, I learned this today, but here's what I gathered from it. Is it cool if I show you guys that? It doesn't have to be like anything difficult. It could be other people you're bringing in. It could be just a conversation, random thoughts, whatever. But anyway, for me, I want to get out there with my message and let people know we help you build your signature virtual event, and we help you make it repeatable every month to fill up your offers and fill your programs and your courses. And that's what we do. So for the next several weeks, if you guys are interested in this topic, we're going to help you do that. So the first month, I know if people are interested in getting more leads and more sales in a much faster way than doing some things people are teaching. Most people are teaching how to go do cold DMing, book sales calls, fill your sales count. I always laugh when I see those ads. Who here wants their calendar to look like this, full of sales calls? I'm like, no one wants a full calendar full of sales calls, right? Who wants a calendar full of calls with professional excuse makers that take up 8 hours a day, or even worse, you got to go pay high commissions to someone, that's going to do it for you. I get it. But how much easier is it for you to do one event a month, make an invitation at the end, and get more sales in those few days than your entire probably previous 6 months? That's what we're helping our clients do. But for you to believe that you can do that, there's some things I got to do. So these weekly trainings, I'm going to show you why multiple day events like challenges and multiple day virtual events are much better than a webinar. They convert 10 times more, 3% for a webinar. We're getting 30% conversions typically in our virtual events. And we're not selling like this like $100, $1,000 thing. We're selling our year-long coaching program, one to many, without sales calls, direct to an order form, right? You can do that too. So I need to show you why that process is actually much less work than probably what you're doing right now. If you don't believe you could do it right now, we show you how we support you and give you all the things you need to do that. And I'll show you, like this week, we're going to be talking about why it's actually much more profitable to run a challenge with a smaller audience. You don't need a big audience to do these types of events. We'll show you why like the top launches are doing it, right? Grant's launching with challenges. Russell, Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins, all the players are using this model. Why? Because it works. Number 4, how a challenge funnel is actually a combination of marketing funnels. I laugh when people tell me, Doug, a challenge is so much work. You know what's a lot of work? Building out a freebie funnel, building out your front end product funnel, trying to ascend them to a core offer funnel, then ascend them up to your value ladder. How many funnels is it going to take you? You guys, we have one funnel. One funnel has built a 7-figure business. It's our challenge funnel, right? In some cases, we used to do free challenges, a free opt-in. The challenge itself is the lead magnet. Then we sell a VIP ticket for the front end offer. And then we have different affiliate offers in our challenges to help give you tools you could need to really make your life easier. And then we have an invitation in our challenge. But people leave with results, which is the best part of this. Or anyway, that's like how I'm coming up with content. I got to get, if you have a product or a service, you got to get people sold on that vehicle. You could go create, at least 4 trainings on selling them on why your vehicle is better than what's out there in the market. Month number 2, once they're sold on the vehicle, they got to be sold in the process. So these trainings are all designed to show people how it works, how to create your topic, how to name your event, how to come up with the structure of the content, how to increase. We do gamification. So if you guys have been through my challenges or you plan on joining our upcoming challenge, you're going to see we put people on teams because it really gets you results. Like you work together and collaborate towards the leaderboard and getting awesome prizes, but you're also going to do the work because you have that team aspect and you leave with results. We went from getting a 10% completion rate in our events, meaning they start day one, and then by the end of it, they're dropping off. 10% would stick. Now we're getting like 80, 90% of the people that start to finish and leave with actual results. We're increasing our show up rates. Our engagement is through the roof those weeks in that community. Our social shares, we get at least 50% of the people that go through our events give us a testimonial midway through. Attendees getting results, and then ultimately inviting others to move forward with us beyond the 5 days. This works really well. And you should definitely be interested in this topic if you have an offer or an idea for an offer that you're wanting to get more people in. Month 3 is I want them to understand the one-to-many selling framework versus cold DMing, right? This is what most people are taught. Go cold DM, book sales calls, close on one-on-one calls. I'm going to show why it's actually much easier to do it the way we're doing it. Month 4, I mapped out 4 trainings about the specific structure of the invitation, right? If you feel salesy about making invitation to work with you, then you're doing something wrong. We got to fix it. Here's how we do it. Month number 5 is solve the next problems. Some of the biggest problems our clients face in our program and in our challenge is that they're getting too many clients too fast, right? Pretty good problem to have. So what do? We teach fulfillment first. You got to focus on building a database for your customers and manage their progress and make sure they're getting results. And we have a very simple system to help people do that, right? So what are the problems? How do we make it repeatable? This event works so well. How do I set up a system to make it repeatable every single month where I don't have to do all the work? How can I find an assistant to flip it and fill it, right? So we call fill and flip. You got to, do it again, flip it, and you got to fill it again. So we show how to get someone to help you do that. It's just a part-time person on your team that could help you do that. Optimizing metrics. We got to look at what worked, right? That's why I'm doing this training today. We looked at what worked to get people results in Grant's training and said, we need to double down on these weekly sessions. That's where we're helping people the most. And then month 6, right? How do you continue to fill your challenge? This right here, who here is doing virtual events? Let me know, just put events in the chat or the comments. I'd love to know who here is doing virtual events. I already know because I've done a survey on this. The vast majority of people are telling me, Doug, I just don't know how to fill it up month after month. I got some people there. The first time we got a great turnout, but I launched it again the next month and it was crickets. No one signed up. You guys, we've run 30 live events consistently over the last few years, and we fill it up every single month. And that's part of the freebie I'm giving you today when you fill out that form in the description above and the chat. And whether you're doing events or not, these traffic sources work for anything. If you want more leads, more sales, we're going to help you with that. It's a free program. And if I wanted to, I know the content in here is valuable, but I want you to go out there and crush it. So make sure you fill out that form if you want that. So in month 6 months from now, I'm going to go and film some trainings on these topics, right? Now, lastly, you could keep going. I know I could keep going with ideas for what to do in month 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. However, that's a lot of work. I'm just going to repeat these trainings. Why? Because let's be honest, most people that follow me that are on my list, they're not here today. They're missing this training. So if I did it again 6 months, there's going to be a lot of people that could still go that are on my existing audience. Number 2, those who did come here today, probably some of you, I'm just going to tell you, you're probably driving or you're out there doing something. You're not actually consuming this and you're not going to implement it. Just being real. Most of you guys aren't going to go implement this. Prove me wrong. Send me a DM saying, hey, here's my calendar. Here, I did it. I would love to see that. But I know just it's never a perfect world. So not 100% of people are going to actually implement. So if I do this again in 6 months, maybe you'll see it again and implement it. Number 3, people just, if you're here and you do implement this, which is my goal, seeing it again in 6 months, it might change, it might refine. And I'm going to show you that again in 6 months. And then number 4, you're going to have a brand new audience. If you keep doing these, you're going to grow your audience that they didn't see the first time you did it. So it's okay to come up, if you can come up with even 3 months of content and repeat it every quarter, right? Month 4, you start back on month 1's content and do it again because of these 4 rules, right? One of my biggest takeaways from Grant is pretend like they didn't see it. Pretend like they didn't open that email. Pretend like they didn't see that content piece. Keep producing, keep putting it out. Consistency and frequency. That's how you grow. If you're not getting sales right now, you got to put yourself out there. You got to go do more. Consistency, frequency. It's the most important thing. All right. So I hope that's helpful for all of you guys watching this today. I'm going to wrap up this presentation here. We got about 10 minutes left, and then we'll do I'll stick around for a little bit of a Q&A. But I just wanted to show you guys, because I know some people are thinking like, Doug, you do have a following. It might not be millions of people, but you have a following, and that's why you're able to land top 10 on the leaderboard. But really, I'm just doing the things I know other people won't do, because I actually enjoy doing this. But I know that, Russell's not going to go host a weekly live training to promote Grant's challenge, right? He's going to send out a few emails, and he's still, in the top 10. But I got to do things that people won't, because I want to be on that. That's the goal. That's the target. But let's go back to 4 years ago. Again, I had 200 friends on Facebook. I had 50 people in a Facebook group. I had an email list of 32 people that I wasn't even emailing. I didn't even know what I was doing with email. Right. So what assets do I have? Remember these 6 questions. What assets do I have? I want you to make a list right now. What assets do you have? Number 2, what value can I create? What am I willing to do that others will not? Well, I'm willing to start a community. I'm willing to do a free course or free trainings. Right? What can you do? What are other experts doing in your industry, and what are they selling? And can you go give out that thing for free? Right? Maybe it's interviewing experts if you don't feel like the expert or you don't have any knowledge, when truthfully you do. Number 3, what bonuses complement, not confuses? So back when the One Funnel Away Challenge launched a few years ago, we saw some crazy bonuses going out there. Really confusing bonuses, like more software and this and that. And people weren't interested. They just want to get the result from the 30-day training of the One Funnel Away Challenge. So I asked myself, what is going to help people get the result faster? How could they implement this? How can I enhance their experience and expedite their results? And here's what I came up with. This is my exact bonus offer I gave to people buying One Funnel Away Challenge from my link back then. I sold over 800 people over the course of 6 months and landed at the top of the leaderboard. Right? I said, I'm going to give away trainings to go along with it and how to implement what they're teaching. I'm going to give them some assets that I've done, my notes. We'll do a private community. We'll do coaching sessions and Q&A sessions. So how could you enhance and expedite the result and not confuse and overwhelm them? Come up with a really good bonus. Right? I came up with a bonus for Grant's offer. For those of you going through Grant's program, we're going to continue to go through what he taught. I'm going to show you how I'm implementing it into my business. To learn from a billionaire is one thing, but if I could show you what I learned and how I'm implementing each of those things that he talked about in his offer, I'm going to show you step by step how I'm implementing in real time in 1 hour every week during those sessions. Like, that's going to complement that offer more than anything. Number 4, what can I present to get attention? I just documented how I went through the OFA and how it helped me. How can I implement it into my business? Slide presentations, notes, takeaways, right? Save them time. Who's going to watch it, right? Make a list of who's going to watch it. And then 6, who else can I get in front of that has the audience, right? Even during Grant's thing, I was loud as heck on all the communities I'm a part of. I was in their communities sharing. I was, on different social media platforms, engaging in comments and just, who can I get in front of? We did some interviews and podcast appearances, using hashtags to that audience, YouTube videos with keywords, other platforms. Who has my audience already? Right? So those are the 6 questions to get clear. And I'm just giving you an example of 4 years ago when I first started and hit number 1 on the leaderboard. And I gave you examples today that allowed us to land top 3 on Russell's leaderboard, top 8 on Grant Cardone's leaderboard, against literally people with massive followings and running ads, but I didn't have either of those advantages. All right. For sake of time, I'm not going to go too much into this stuff, but this was just my first funnel. It wasn't even a funnel, guys. I did not have a funnel to win the OFA challenge. I had a Facebook group, and I would just get them in there, and that's where I would go live. And I had a video pinned at the top. I would tag new members, and they'd watch it. They would go see my bonus, and they would go buy the offer. And then version 2 of that, a few months later, because it was a 6-month competition, I did make a simple landing page. And I put a link on my profiles on social. And then I filmed a video eventually, put a video on there, because not everyone's going to join my Facebook group. So I had that on a funnel page. Same video pinned here and the video on the funnel. And that's how I was getting sales for the OFA. Here's what it looks like, big picture, right? I was in the communities getting in front of people, getting them to my profile where they would see my community. They would join my Facebook group. They would see my content. They would watch the video pinned at the top. We would tag them in it. Now they're on our email list and we're in Messenger asking what they liked about the offer, what they didn't like. And some people would watch this video and go right to the page and buy the offer. And I make the affiliate commission. Some people I'd have to, talk to in Messenger, but it led to 800 sales with this very simple process. And yes, it took some time, but like for me to set up a Facebook group, could do it in a day. Everyone thinks like a Facebook group is so much work, I can't do that. Guys, go create a Facebook group, slap a cover photo on it, put the 3 questions up, ask for their email address in return for something valuable, and put one video in it. Put one video at the top. That video could be a presentation, inviting them to an offer. Treat it like a webinar room. And that's it. Schedule out a post for every Monday. Very simple to do. You could write 50 posts out in probably an hour or 2. It could be an engagement question, asking your audience something they're going to answer, and schedule them. Schedule all your content for the year. And all you got to do is, maybe once a week. I would do it daily, like take 5 minutes to add people to the group when they ask to join. Better yet, go hire a part-time community manager, or ask someone in the community if they'll do it for free. Say, hey, I'll make you a moderator. Would you want to moderate the group for me? All you got to do is welcome new people and tag them in the welcome video. Make it simple. Everyone wants to complicate things. Just keep it simple. All right. So now commonalities back 4 years ago to today, right? I did the same thing for Traffic Secrets launch. I did the same thing for ClickFunnels 2.0 launch. I did the same thing for Grant's launch. How can I play to my strengths? Community, high touch, as much value as I can provide to my audience, more of my time, energy, and effort, bonuses that other people aren't willing to give. Right? These are playing to your strengths. And this is how you're going to win, whether you're selling your own offers or you're doing selling other people's offers or your own. This is how you're going to win. Play to your strengths. As far as bonuses go, just some last minute notes on bonus strategies. Don't offer discounts or prizes. Right? What you want to do is if you're selling something for $100, make the bonus worth 200 to 400% of that. So you're going to say, this bonus is worth, it's $100 to buy this thing, but my bonus is worth $400. In this case, Grant's offer was $1,000. My bonus, I think, was a little over $4,000. And that's real value, like real retail values of the products I gave as a bonus is like what I sell those things for. Not like inflated. This could make you $100 million and this is $100 million value. I don't do those. It has to fit the offer, complement, and close the gaps. What are the problems with the thing that I'm selling, and how can I solve that? Let's think about this. One Funnel Away Challenge, when I first got started, was a 30-day program. Biggest problem it's going to cause, time and energy. If my bonus could solve time and energy, people are going to buy it through my link because they want to get the faster shortcut. So I said, look, you use my link for the One Funnel Away Challenge. I'm going to recap every day in 15 minutes for you. I'm going to give you my notes and I'm going to show you the action step that you need to implement today. And I'm going to show you how click by click that I'm implementing it into my business, right? Complement, enhance the results, expedite the process. I did the same thing for Grant's program. Biggest problem Grant's offer caused, it was overwhelm. They threw so much in this thing. So I help people organize the offer. I put them into a private community on a platform called School. We're all still in there right now, having a blast. Who's in there by School in the chat if you guys are in the School community, right? Some of you guys are ranking up the leaderboard in there. It's gamified. It's so fun. And now you're going through this together. I've got the calendar in there. I've got all the bonuses organized. And on February 20th, we start with our coaching. And it creates a community. We have our calendar. We have the leaderboard. We have the classroom. It's all there. So I created that bonus and it complements Grant's offer and helps people expedite the results and really just speed up the process of implementation, right? Which is up here, simply speed up the process. And then personal time. If you could give your personal time into something, it's gonna be more valuable. All right, and then sell your bonus. Some of you guys will notice in the last week of Grant's offer, I kind of stopped talking about Grant's thing and just started talking about my bonus. I found out a lot of you guys just wanted Grant's offer because you saw the value in my bonus of my 8 weeks of coaching. And I thought that was pretty cool to hear. So I just started going all in on what our bonus is and say, all you got to do is go and, get Grant's offer and we'll get you into the 8 weeks. So treat the bonuses like their own thing. That's really important. 10 things you could do to enhance your results. Number one, it's all about timing, right? we were really active in our communities, on our social. We were staying in alignment. We did weekly trainings in alignment to the offer that Grant has launched and the program we're doing. Number 2, don't make it complicated. Number 3, make it personal, right? They want to hear from you, your experience, your mentors, your stories. Number 4, simplify and guide, right? Just simplify it and guide people through the process of your offer or the affiliate offer you're promoting. Number 5, make sure you're segmenting, right? Leads versus buyers and where they're at in the customer journey. We built out basically a spreadsheet. We saw who was a lead for this event, who was a sign up, who was a VIP sign up, and we knew everyone at every stage of the way. We focused on our VIPs because we knew they were the ones most likely to come forward into the offer. Number 6, track your methods. You guys saw the UTM links. You saw the results today. We literally had numbers for every single click on every single link we put out there. We found about 40% came from these weekly live trainings. Was it like 17% came from email, so on. Use pixels. We didn't really run ads that much, so we're not going to get into that. Be available, right? I was available. I still am for some of you that join the offer. I'm available in that community that we have for you. And I respond, I look at your questions. Number 9 is get approvals. I've seen people be eliminated from contests and affiliate launches by breaking rules. Imagine being number 1 on a leaderboard and getting kicked off or not getting your commissions. That happened in One Funnel Away Challenge. I wasn't actually number 1 in OFA. I was number 2. But the first place guy was running ads and bidding on wrong keywords, and he shouldn't have been, and they got rid of him. I slipped up into number 1. So you got to get approved. Make sure you're getting things approved, following the rules. Number 10, create an experience, right? Keep the main thing while you're getting people involved. I was going into the Facebook group and popping up in there and helping people, creating a culture, personalizing everything, making it fun, being in the chat during the challenge and the VIPs, supporting the people that signed up to be there, and so on. So those are some ideas. I just wanted to touch on those things, but really, I'd love to hear from you. Like, what was your biggest takeaway from the training? If you're watching the replay, let me know too. I'm looking at these comments later on. If you're live right now, like, what was your biggest takeaway from today's training? What are you going to implement today? I know I taught you a lot, but hopefully you guys know what we taught today was the number 1 thing that got results was calendar marketing. Go work from a calendar. Create a sub calendar that you could share that link with other people to come to your live events. What's cool, guys, I might end up doing a summit some point this year. I might end up doing an in-person event. I could put that on your calendar. You're going to see it. You'll have a link in there to go and register for it. They're going to get notified. So go create. I would encourage all of you guys to do this. Now, last call before we go to Q&A. If you tuned in, you didn't see this in the beginning, to thank you for attending today. I'm finishing up filming a brand new course that's dropping in this month. And it's my top 10 organic marketing strategies for 2023. It's called Sold Out Virtual Events. The number 1 problem I found from people that are running live workshops, live trainings, live challenges, or any kind of traffic, it's really a traffic program, a traffic curriculum on the things that are working today. If you need more traffic of the right audience, right? The first module is how to attract the right audience with the right message, how to leverage your existing audience, and then new audience growth methods, mostly organic, and then some paid that are working really well for me. And I'm brand new to that side of things, but they're working really well. All you got to do is fill out the form in the description of this video. If you're watching live or on the replay on social, hit see more on the description. You'll see that form. It's 5 questions. All I need to know is where you're kind of at in business. Do you have no offer, or do you have an offer? And even if you have an idea for an offer, I still want you to click no, because when I say you have an offer, do you have an offer selling right now? Then you can click yes, because depending on how you answer that, I'm going to give you relevant trainings that completely free, by the way. This is free. It's something I will be selling later on, but for those of you coming to these events, I'm going to take care of you. So fill out that form. Jared, if you could drop it in the comments again real quick for the people live here on Zoom. If you're watching the replay or you're on social, it's there too. Here, I'll put it in the chat. I got it. So I just dropped it in the chat. Fill out that form. It's 5 questions. We'll reach out to you today to find out where you're at, and we're going to send you over some resources that could help you specifically for where you're at in your business. right, if you're ready for this, we'll get this to you. But if you don't have an offer, we have specific trainings, free trainings for you to go help you do just that. All right, sound good? Who's done it? Give me a yes in the comments if you already filled out the form. All right, cool. We'll be reaching out to all of you. You got to do it today, though. That's the catch. We like people that take the action. We reward the action takers. Success loves speed. All right, so we've got 32 of you here live. I see about 10 comments. We want the other. If you guys don't want traffic, then don't fill it out. Or if you want to pay $1,000 for this later, then don't fill out that form. But if you don't want to pay $1,000, you want this free and you want it today, go fill out that form right now. Okay. All right, everybody. That's all I've got for you today. Quick question. I'd love to know who here would like to run their own virtual event. Who here has, put a 1 in the chat if you've run a virtual event before, whether it's a free training, 2-day, 3-day event, 5-day event. Put a 1 in the chat if you've run an event. Awesome. We need more of you guys to do events. You guys realize, like, this is not to brag, but I've built literally, we've just passed $2 million in revenue. And it was all brought from events, right? Single day events, 2-3-day events, 5-day challenges. We don't do sales calls. Like, we're just starting now to have a follow-up process and follow up with the people in our events. But I got to the 7-figure mark by just making offers one-to-many in my challenge. All right. If now put a 2 in the chat, if you're interested in doing an event, if you know that you want to craft and position your offer, and you'd love to learn how to create an event, how to name it, how to come up with your topics, your agendas, how to fill the room, how to get confident to deliver it, put a 2 in the chat if that's something you're interested in. Because that's what we help people do. And we took the month off last month because of grant stuff we were busy doing, but I want to help you. And we've come up with a 5-day workshop. I'm going to go through this real quick and then we'll take some questions. All right. We have our upcoming cold to client 5-day challenge. By the way, if you've gone through this already before, number 1, if you've gone through it before, and like I said, my 4 rules, maybe you didn't show up to the whole thing. We want to have you come back. Maybe you went through it and you didn't implement. We want you to actually leave with results. Maybe you went through it and did it, but you want to see me do it again. Some of the best things, like I attended Grant's challenge and I attend so many challenges just to learn and watch what they're doing. There's no better way to learn. Of course, I'm gonna have some great content and assets to support you to build your event, but come watch me do this so you could take notes on what I'm doing. Right. And lastly, if you've never been to this event, I highly recommend it. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but we've done this 30 times. This specific event we've done 4 times now, and I make it better every time. So even if you have been to this event, we're doing things a little bit differently this time. We've refined the content, we've made it better, we've enhanced it. So come through it again, right? It starts February 27th, right? You're going to go to myfulltimefreedom.com/C2C. We'll drop a link in the chat right now for you guys. It's also on the description. If you're on social, that's the second link that's there for you. And it's our cold to client challenge. You're going to learn the fastest way to turn leads from cold to clients in 5 days without a big audience or paid advertising. In fact, our clients that have the best results when they do their event don't have a big audience. You have these intimate containers, like a 2-day event, 3-day event, 4. I like the 5-day model, and I'll show you guys why in this event. But this is going to start February 27th. Day 1 is about avoiding the number 1 mistake of client acquisition. We're going to show you that mistake and show you what to avoid. Day number 2, we're going to help you shorten your acquisition cycle, your sales process. We're going to help you shorten that. We used to take 90 days on average to take someone new to our world and get them interested in our program. Now it's like people, in less than 5 days, you will be able to get customers from cold to clients in 5 days or less. You might even do and condense this into a shorter virtual event. Day number 3, I'm going to show you how to position your event for maximum results. We're going to show you how to take your offer and how to craft this event around your offer. And then I'm going to show you how to fill it up. Right. So you're going to understand the vehicle, the process. You're going to understand that you can do this. You're going to understand our simple process and the assets we give you to set this up. You're going to understand how to fill it. And lastly, you're going to understand how to turn people from cold into clients. We're going to show you how these events work. We're going to do it in 5 days starting February 27th. We've got a lot of things to support you. You have a workbook. You're going to get our challenge checklist. You're going to get our challenge funnel template. We give a lot in this thing. Our SOP checklist, meaning like step-by-step process. And we're going to help you literally leave with the name of your event, the topic, the offer you're going to position during it. You're going to leave with your agendas and maybe even some of your slides built out. You're going to leave with the best ways to fill up that event and how to run it. We're going to show you a lot this week. It's 1 hour a day. So if you say you don't have time, I promise you don't have time not to. If you're out there struggling, or even if you're doing well and you're doing one-on-one calls and all these old tactics, we've helped clients literally that were taking, 5 to 10 sales calls a day that had no life. They do this event once a month now, 5 hours in that week. They could go repeat this every single month, and they're enrolling 2, 3, 4 times more clients in those 5 days than they were doing all those months on all those sales calls. I talked to a guy last night that's on literally sales calls. He said he's on sales calls 12 hours a day. He sells a software. He's going to come run a challenge with us. He was like 15 hours or 380 hours. Which one sounds better to you? He goes 50. He told me the challenge was a lot of work. I'm like, dude, you're doing a lot of work. You are in denial. And I wasn't like obviously rude. I talked him through it. I'm like, you're doing how many hours a day? Times 25, maybe even 30 for working weekends. I'm like, dude, that's almost 400 hours a month you're on trying to get clients. Imagine if I could help you build this event and do it in less than 10 to 15 hours in 1 week. And now you got 3 weeks just to go do what you love. Talk about like, it just drives me wild. I think people are just scared to do this, but we're going to get rid of that fear for you. Come join our Cold to Client 5-day challenge. It's, I'll put the link in the description. Jerry, you still here? Could you drop that in the chat for me if you can? Okay, cool. I don't know if that's clickable though. Yeah, so you can sign up for that today. The cool thing is I know it doesn't start for a bit, but don't wait, because right now this is a $297 event, but you're not going to pay that today, right? Early bird access, come join our event. And what's great about this is there's going to be stuff in the community for you to get started with right now. We're actually going to give you, once you go to the funnel in the comments below, you're going to join the community. We've already got people in there getting excited. We've already got things for you to go through and complete. So we're going to give you our 6-figure challenge toolkit as a free bonus for this. It's going to walk you through the basics so you're ready for our event. You're going to come prepared. You might already have some things done, or maybe you didn't finish. You actually go through this and finish it. We're going to give you our templates, our walkthroughs, everything you need to go and get confident. And then during this event, you're going to come watch what I do and how I do it. Ask your questions live on Zoom. It's 1 hour a day for 5 days, and we're going to help you get this set up. So go to myfulltimefreedom.com/C2C for the early bird discount for this. And we're going to help you simplify your offer and simplify your sales process and take back that time. So that's my goal for all of you. Cool. Ruben, thanks. I appreciate you dropping that. Maybe make sure that works. Now, here's the funnel. If you guys go over here, you could watch the video of what I've said about this event. You could read through this stuff here. You can see some of the results some of our clients have gotten from going through this event. Here's the 5 days. Here's everything you need to know. Here's everything you're getting. All right. So go to that funnel. Once you join, you'll come into our community, and we're going to get started. I know it doesn't start till the 27th, but there's some things you could get started doing now and go and meet everyone in there. We're going to start putting people on teams. You get to know your teammates, and it's just going to be a really fun experience for everybody. Cool. So I would love to help you guys with your event. This has helped at this point, literally hundreds, if not, I think over 1,000 people have been through that challenge. So we're helping them run their events, structure their events, and get clients in an easier way. So let's unmute. Are there any questions about calendar marketing? Any questions about Grant's promotion? Any questions that you guys have from today? Drop them in the chat if you're here. Kyle, what's up, Kyle? Good to see you here, man. Kyle was my roommate at a retreat. How long ago was that now? A few months. Appreciate you showing up today. Cool. Yeah, I know we talked about you doing an event. I'd love to help you do that, Kyle. It's gonna be really good. Kyle's on a mission. He's got a really powerful mission. So, and all of you do, whether you don't know it or you do, everyone here has a mission in them. And sometimes we just have to start to go find out what that is. I started out literally creating an offer around a piece of workout equipment, just as an example to learn. And then I found the next thing, and then the next thing showed up. And you're not typically going to know your passion right out of the gate. Most people don't. But when you just show up and you start surrounding yourself in a room full of people and see what they're doing, you're going to get the idea. Something's going to come up for you. Cool. So either two things, either I did such a good job today explaining everything that you have no questions, or I overwhelmed some of you and had just given you too much. Now you have overwhelmed. Everyone take me a favor, gather your thoughts. Think about what we did today. I'm going to give it like 2 minutes. I want you to drop your number one question for me today. I'll stick around for a few more minutes if you have them. Drop your number one question in. It could be about the Grant. How did I meet Grant? It could be like, how'd you even get invited to this? It could be, what do you think about Grant? It could be, what were some of the strategies that you have questions on that we did? Calendar marketing. It could be about your own event. It could be about our offer for our challenge. Like, what question do you have? Everyone take 2 minutes and drop it in the chat for me. I see Theo's hand up, so we'll bring Theo in here real quick and take his question. So if you have a question, raise your hand in Zoom, or you can drop it in the chat for me. All right, that's your homework right now for the next minute. Everyone's got a question. You could come up with one. What would you ask me? It could be like, where are you at right now? And what's the number one piece of advice you need? Cool. Theo, take it away.
Okay. Hi, Doug. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. So the question I'm trying to, I want to ask is, so people who have gone through a challenge before, do they have to pay again to go through the challenge again?
So if you have gone through our cold to client challenge and you're already in the community, you're in the community. Here's what we ask for you to do. You have to reintroduce yourself. I know you've probably done it, but go live or upload a video and just say, you know, who are you? Where are you from? What are you excited about? I know Donna's shaking her head. She's like, she's been through like all 30 of our challenges. Introduce yourself. But how good have you gotten on camera now? How comfortable do you feel? Right? How much better is it now than the first time you did it? And here's why I make you do this, because you're, number one, you're going to get better. But number two, it's for you to put yourself out there to let everyone else know in our event what you do, who you are, how you can help them, maybe what you're asking for in return, right? I say, what are you good at? And how can you help others in the event? And what do you need support in? You're going to meet some people and you're going to get help from them and you're going to give them help. And it just gets more people eyes on your stuff. And also, there's going to be a lot of new people joining this event. So if you've already done it in the past, it's probably buried. I want you to bring it up to the forefront. Now, if you want to be on VIP, we do say if you want to be on the VIP, that's where you would have to get another VIP ticket for this one, because we're doing some different things, different bonuses and different trainings on them. Yeah.
Okay. So the VIP will still pay the same VIP ticket again, but if you just want to have general access, join the group.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Theo, looking forward to seeing you there.
Awesome. Thank you. So another question. Tell us the story of how you actually, I know you've talked about in the bonuses, but tell us your story of actually your experience with Grant, basically working up to it. Now, I say this because a lot of us look up to building relationships with our mentors, people that we look up to, people we learn from. So how can we learn from your experiences and just get there? I think that's the question I want to ask.
Yeah, that's a good question. So Grant, I've seen his stuff for years. Obviously, he's everywhere. And when I first saw Grant, I'm like, yeah, well, you know, he's very successful. I respect him. I look at his stuff. I never really signed up for anything, never bought his books, just kind of knew he was the real estate guy and he's making billions, and thought he was a little bit flashy. But when I got the DM from him and his team, I couldn't pass that up. Obviously, I think it's like, I never judge anyone until you meet them. And meeting Grant, I was blown away. You guys, I spent a lot of money on a lot of mentors that didn't give me a fraction of what Grant gave me in the time I got with him. I was there on Sunday night at the private dinner. There's only about, I think, less than 20 of us there. And I didn't know anybody. I was intimidated. I'm in a room with everybody who's like celebrities to me. Not that I got starstruck, but I'm like just being quiet in the corner. And Grant came up to me and Kelsey and we're like, you guys enjoying your time, and started introducing us to everybody, and just really noticed that. I'm like, that's just, to me, it was very comforting. And then just throughout the event, at the actual event, there's about 50 of us in there from 8 a.m. till noon every day. And in that time, we were doing interviews and things like that. And then all the other partners would come in at noon. So I got some kind of exclusive access, which was pretty cool. But he is such a different person. Like I've noticed he really creates environments for people to win around him. And it's not just about the money, it's about the target. And it's because the target, when you say you're going to do something and you hit that target, it builds confidence and trust and encourages the team and his family and his partners. Like, talk about motivating. And I just learned so much about him personally. Like we had a 30-minute interview that went an hour. And just when you connect with people, it's usually some commonalities there, right? So he was raised by a single mother. He has a twin brother. I thought that was pretty cool because I do too. And we got to talk about, some of the struggles in our 20s that we were really relating on. And they call him Uncle G for a reason. He feels like an uncle. And, out of all the people in the room, he knew people's names. He remembered I think that just speaks volumes and just showing the type of person he is. So I'm a big fan of Grant Cardone now, and, love him or you hate him, don't judge him till you meet him, because the guy cares. And I just see what he did for us at that event and how he's inspired us to think bigger. And I left there with a bigger mindset. So as far as what led up to it, I was never told, but I have an inclination that I met or ran into him briefly at ClickFunnels headquarters during the 2.0 launch. He came in and spoke during that event, if you guys recall. And I was there live in the headquarters in the studio, and met some of his team. And I finished number 3 on that leaderboard out of, hundreds of affiliates. And I'm sure, again, they wouldn't tell me this or not, but I'm sure they saw my name on there and said, wow, that's a big time affiliate for this. Like maybe he'll come help us promote our challenge. And I think that's kind of what led to it. And had a conversation, got on a phone call with their affiliate manager, and she learned a little bit about me, invited me to that exclusive dinner, which not everyone got an invitation to, because I connected with her and she realized she saw in me that I could be top 20 was her prediction. And I was like, wow, really? You think so? Because I'm looking at the list here. It's a lot of big timers. And I think it's like other people's belief in you that really sparks everything. That's why I do believe in anyone that works with me, because I know like what it was like for me not to believe in myself. And I know you have what's in you. And if I can instill that belief in you, you will go out and make it happen. So like Grant believing in us and things like that. Yeah. I know I could keep going on with this, but I think that answers the most of it. And I'm definitely forever grateful for sure. Great question, Theo. Next question I see is from Lewis. What's up, Lewis? Good to see you here. You asked, what's your favorite platform to stream to and why? You guys want to know a fun fact? I would say I started this journey in like 2019 full time. Started a Facebook group. Everything I did, I hid inside my Facebook group. I did not do these live on Facebook. I did not do them live on my social media platforms. I wasn't even on YouTube. And the biggest thing I realized is that I'm hiding, because I was honestly scared. I think I was scared of judgment. I think I was scared of when I first came out of like the restaurant world and went full-time online and took my business full-time. I got my first hater, and this guy like really went in on me. Like we were both in the competition for the One Funnel Away challenge. I think there's envy or jealous, call it what you want, but he was going live and like bashing me. I'm like, I'm just gonna go stay put in my own little world here in my Facebook group. I built that to thousands of people, served a lot of people. And when I look back on one hater and how many people I've helped in that time, thousands of people. So now I'm like, if I get one hater for every 1,000 or potential thousands of people that I could help, I want to go get as many haters as I can. And I've accepted that. And Grant talks about this a lot too. So now I go, we're brand new to this, but we're streaming live on all platforms. You asked which one's my favorite. I'm going to tell you, I think that there's only one platform you could go live on or post content to that if you stopped today, it would still bring you leads and sales for years. You guys want to take a guess? Who thinks they know what it is? Type in the chat. I see Lewis shaking his head. He knows what it is already. It's YouTube. It is YouTube. It is YouTube. If I stop posting on TikTok today, it's going to die in an hour. No one's going to see that thing in an hour. Instagram, similar kind of thing. Facebook, maybe a week. YouTube will live on for forever. It's Google. Like, come on. So I'm all in on YouTube. Here's what I realized last week. I got permission to stream live to YouTube. I got Grant's team asked if we can use Restream to stream their challenge live on YouTube. We did that for the whole 5 days. You guys, I had like 100 watch hours going into that week. I ended the week at 4,200 watch hours. I got monetized in a few days. Now, of course, it's their information, so we had to take it down because they said it's only, you could only keep it up there for the week, and then they're going to be selling it as a product. So we took it down. So I got to work again. But now I realized how fast, if I do my challenges on YouTube, I do my weekly trainings on YouTube, like we could go get that attention there, and it could live on well beyond that day. So YouTube, go all in on it. I think the biggest problem for me, this is my 3rd or 4th attempt to going on YouTube. And what I struggle with is perfection and comparing to other channels like that are doing this for years. Don't do it. Listen, it's so much easier for me to hit a button today and go live on YouTube. And now this video is there. I'm not going to have to go and edit it. I'm not going to have to go produce it. I didn't write a script. You know, I had slides. Sure. Is this content going to crush it on YouTube? Yeah, probably not. But I know my warm audience, and those of you who come to these events can go watch the replay there if you wanted to. And if I wanted to, now I could go back and say, wow, I said that one piece in that 5 minutes. Maybe I go and trim it down and throw it up on a private, a standalone video, or I go film it with intention to make it a standalone video. And it's so much easier for me to produce content that way than it is for me to write a script and then think about B-roll and pay an editor, or even worse, edit myself. Don't make it complicated. If you're going to start on YouTube, literally go, when you do these weekly sessions, just go live on YouTube. You're going to do an event, go stream it live to YouTube. So that's my my biggest takeaway from that experience and where I'm really getting focused.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lewis. Anything else on that?
No, that's it. You covered it perfectly. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for being here, by the way. Nice to see you. Okay, Aaron, what's up, Aaron? Aaron says, how much time do you spend every week creating social content, and what does it look like in your calendar? You guys want to see? I'll show you my calendar. And this isn't perfect, you guys. I don't do this every week. I'm never a 10 out of 10 on my calendar. On Saturdays, I look at my calendar, say, what did I miss? Honestly, lately, I've been going to the gym at night. I just feel more like I got more energy at night. I got more power, but I do want to eventually get it. Like I go sometimes, but I want to rearrange this a little bit. But I checked my email, had a call with Jeremy this morning. I was working some email stuff in the slides here. But this is my content creation on Tuesday mornings and Thursday. So right when I finish this, I should be eating lunch right now. So I'm going a little over. I'm gonna eat a quick lunch, and then I'm going to focus. Thursday's my content day. I block it out so no one could schedule time during that time. And in this time, what I'm going to do, you guys, by the way, like, I don't know if I did show you guys this, right? I did this in an hour on Tuesday when I went out and like this hour block on my calendar. I did this. I went out and planned out 6 months of content and saying, what's the theme of the month? How can I break that into 4 different trainings? And now if you think about it, week 1, we're going to talk about challenges versus webinars next week. I'm going to compare the two and show like how you could do both, or just choose the one that you love most. Like this might be a good start for some people. I know this is going to convert 10 times more. I want to put my energy to what works. Now that week, next week, I'm just going to promote content to fill that event, right? So if you guys are interested in this, it's on your calendar. We'll see next week. That's what we're covering. But I'm also going to go and do the same process. So for me, the hardest part is done. I already know what I'm doing for the next 6 months. I just got to go take a little bit of time to type up the description, and then the Monday post, Tuesday post, Wednesday post, and Friday post. And Thursday, so what I'm going to be doing in this hour block, that's not going to take me very long. I can do that in the first hour. The rest of these hours, what I'm going to do is film short form content. So I literally just, what can I talk about? Webinar versus challenges. I could think about 20 videos right now I could riff on for 30 seconds. So for me, I just fire up Zoom. I look into the camera up here. Let me stop sharing here. So I'll just look into my camera, and it takes me a few takes, but I'll throw on a new shirt and a new hat, and I'm just going to go film 10 of these short form, maybe 10 seconds, some of them to a minute most. And I could go and create 10 of these in literally an hour and then break them down. I used to do it by myself, but now I have someone that helps me with the editing. They trim that video. They'll throw the fun emojis and captions on there, but like, you don't have to make it perfect. Like use the captions in the feature that and the reels and the shorts. Like you don't have to go pay someone starting out. Just get consistent. Like I see Theo, your stuff looks real good. I think you're doing your own stuff, but it's sharp, right? Go get ideas. If I'm stuck, at least I know my topic. I could go watch other people's short. I don't scroll media, but I'll take an hour to go do research and I'll say, "Ooh, that was a good video. How can I tie that to my topic of webinars versus challenges?" And makes the fun trend ones are the easiest to make. But I also want to do talking heads of me speaking to the camera. I'll trim this part out, make it vertical. So I would say a couple hours a week. I would love to get to the point where I'm batch creating in one full day a month, where I could do all 4 trainings, all 4 titles, all 4 descriptions, and then come up with the social media posts for those, which is really, I'm getting better at. I could probably do all this in about, for a full month, that'd probably take me about 1-2 hours. And then I could film, how many do I want to post? 1 to 2 a day. That's going to be, let's say, 50 shorts. That would probably take me, it's about an hour for every 10. So 5 hours. So literally, if I just blocked out 8 hours on a calendar in 1 day a month, I could probably knock out all my content in a day. I'm currently doing it week to week, but I probably am going to shift to that model. Just take 1 day a month and knock it all out. Imagine how much time we spend on content. And most people don't even follow a process like I'm doing. It's taken me a long time to get there. But if you can think about all the time you're stumbling to create content, you follow a system like this and do it 1 day a month, you probably just opened up 50% of your days to go and grow the business, go get on podcasts. That makes really easy content, right? You'll see some content made from events we're at, some podcasts we're on, and events that we're attending. Go and find someone in this room and interview each other and go and turn that into some shorts. It's super, it's not easy, but it's simple. And it's just the hardest part is reaching out and making a connection. But we'll show you some things in our event to connect with others, to go and kind of collaborate. Great question, Aaron. Thanks for coming today. James Lowe, what's your number 1 piece of advice for someone about to create an offer? So the question is, what's the number 1 piece of advice to create an offer? Someone starting out that wants to create an offer. For me, you guys, I went through like 30 different renditions of an offer. I was working full-time in the restaurant, multiple jobs sometimes. I come home and just try to work on a business that could pay off my student loan. And the biggest problem I found was I wasn't aligned. I was just chasing the money back then. I was running from the pain of my debt, wanted to pay off my student loan, didn't even have a degree. And I'm like, how do I go and get rid of this? I'm just thinking about money. I wasn't thinking about alignment to the product or anything. As soon as I got aligned to the product, here's the first thing you do. If you guys don't have an offer, number 1, go fill out the form. We're going to send you training on this. But the first thing you're going to do is write down all the struggles that you've overcome in the last week, month, years, decade. What are the major things that you struggled with that you're either you have overcome or you're currently working through, that you're a step ahead of somebody else that's going through that? And then I want you to, number 2, make a list of the things you're proud of. And people have a hard time with this. Their list of problems and struggles is going to be way bigger than their list of accomplishments. But really dig. The more accomplishments you search for, the more that you're going to come to mind, the more you're going to start to attract. And now, if you could find alignment between a struggle and something you're proud of, go create your first offer. My actual first offer, I did this. My struggle was that I didn't know how to make money online. And I did find a way. I was really struggling to get signups to that offer. And then the biggest thing I was proud of was I was able to go and build a community and launch an affiliate offer for ClickFunnels and hit the Dream Car Award in less than 2 months. So problem was solved, and I could find alignment in the solution, the problem, the solution, and what I accomplished. So if you could find something on their struggles and then something you're proud of, maybe it's probably accomplishing the thing you struggled with once upon a time. And if you have multiple ideas, ask yourself, because one thing I did back then, I was struggling with credit. I fixed it. I was proud that I got my credit score up. So I was trying to build a credit repair company. I had a Facebook group, a webinar, a course on that. I was proud that I was able to leave the restaurant and go help my current employer at that restaurant get more clients. So I was actually building an offer on helping restaurants get more leads in the door. I was also promoting ClickFunnels. Like, you guys see where I'm going with this? I was negative in the bank for a reason. I was trying too many things. Ask yourself, if you find multiple things that you struggle with, that you solved and you're proud of, what can you talk about endlessly. What would you, I was like, credit? I don't want to talk about that. Restaurant owners, I don't want to spend all my time with restaurant owners because now I feel like I got multiple bosses and I got out of that restaurant not to have bosses. So what was clearly left for me was I was proud about the accomplishments of promoting ClickFunnels, and I could help others do that. And that's the first course I created called Sales Funnel Mastery. And at a point I hit a plateau, and I'm like, I don't want to be known as like the funnel guy. Like that's Russell, you know, and even now, like the challenge guy, you think of probably Pedro Adeo, but there's something else. I found my slice, and it's helping people convert in these events and doing it in a different way using gamification. So you see how something else is coming up now. And now we're implementing gamification in our coaching programs, getting clients better results. So the next thing's going to keep popping up, but you got to just start with one thing and just know that's probably not going to be your thing forever. It most likely won't be, but it's going to lead to the next thing that solves a bigger problem. The passion comes closer and closer and closer. And that's my best advice to anyone here that's struggling with an offer. And if you still can't think of anything, do what I did. Go find something in your surroundings. Like I got a plant right here. Random example. I got a plant. Okay. Let me just pretend to sell this plant. This is a product, a commodity. If you were looking at two of these same plants, you're probably going to buy the one that's cheaper. How can I increase the perceived value of this plant? Okay. I got this plant. How can I charge more for this and position the actual offer to make it look like a much better deal? Well, I'm going to give you this free water jug that sits, it's actually kind of cool. It's like a glass bulb. You fill it with water, you stick it in there, and you don't have to water it. What if I give you some plant food? This plant likes this specific, nutrient package. We're going to throw in a month's supply of that. And it comes with this little light. So if it's, this doesn't love a lot of sun, you might need a little LED light that goes in it, so on and so on. So how can I think about stuff around your home and go practice this? And how can you think of the problems it's going to create? This plant's going to create a problem. I got to water this thing. How am I going to water it when I go away? Boom. It comes with a free spout. You stick in it. And you guys probably know what I'm talking about, the water, like the glass bulbs. So practice making offers and then find out what works for you, and just know most likely it's not going to just go make $1 million, but it's going to open you up, get you experience. And the next thing is going to come up. Some of you already know who you want to help. If you already know, like Kyle, I know you know who you want to help. You serve these fathers, right? Like, what is their number one problem? It's probably the problems you've struggled with in the past. And now, how have you gotten through these things? What are you doing? And how can you help others, guide them through that process? And sometimes we're not fully healed, or we haven't fully solved it, but you're so far beyond most people. You're doing the work. And I'm not just talking about Kyle, but all of you in general. Like we're all entrepreneurs. We're solving the problems, whether you know it or not. You're here solving a problem. So that's some ideas for who asked that. Joe, was it James Lowe? So hope that's helpful to you. I'd love to see some ideas. If you want to drop them in our community or, on my social, we'll take a look at it for you. But great question. There's a lot. I realized I put out a poll to my audience. 46% of the people that voted said they don't have an offer and they're confused on an offer. So that's why I created this training. If you guys fill out the form and don't have an offer, we're going to send you more on that to help you get clear on it. Any other questions, guys? We're going to wrap up. I know I'm way over, but I just love doing this. I love you guys being here this week and asking really great questions. Cindy said, how did I overcome hiding away, asking for a friend? I spoke to a mentor of mine, and I didn't even know this came out October. Maybe it was October. And started asking me questions about content and I don't see you post a lot. Where's your stuff? I'm like, it's all in a group. Oh, why is that? And I started talking, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what's going on. Okay. And then she brought the realization to, by me not sharing my story, it's selfish. It's selfish of me, no matter how embarrassing it might be to say, oh, I had this hater that went live every day and, crapped on my name and all this stuff. And he ended up being, I don't think he's around anymore, obviously. So I guess, what's the test of time will tell. So my realization was I'm being selfish by hiding in the group, because I probably just helped a bunch of you. If I just hid that in this Zoom room and James asked that great question and only you guys got to hear it, how much the hundreds of people, potentially thousands of people that watch us on YouTube later on that were robbed of not hearing that solution. So I think you have to understand your vision and why you do what you do and the cost of inaction of you not showing up. So I actually have them right here. First things I have my clients do, and if you guys come through our event, we help you do this too. First thing I do is have everyone map out your future, create your future, right? This is my own notes. I filled up this entire page of notes, create your future. And the second thing is to write out your cost of inaction, right? What's at stake? This thing is filled up with notes. So what's the cost of inaction? What's at stake? What is it costing you? What is it costing your loved ones? What is it costing the people who are waiting for you to help them? And when you read these out loud every day, when you have resistance, you're gonna know your vision and why you do what you do. And you know, when you read your cost of inaction, what it's not only costing you, but your loved ones, your family, like your audience, your potential future clients, it's gonna get you moving. Like very rarely has this not got me moving when I'm on a day where I'm just not in the mood. And keep it close by, keep it right on my shelf over here, my little organizer. So hopefully that's helpful for you. And yeah, a lot of people are grateful for that question. So, right, if you had hidden, Cindy, and you didn't ask that question, you wouldn't have helped, you know, who else? Denise needed to hear this today, right? Yeah, I'll send you that document, Cindy. I could send you that document. I have a Google document. Cool, everyone. If you guys fill out the form, just so I remember, because I'm not gonna remember all the names once we end this live, just fill out the form. What I'll do is I'll send you all the course I'm talking about that's going to help you most. And then we'll send you those questions in a Google document. You can make a copy and go and fill those out and print them out, put them on your desk. All right, everybody. Yep. So fill out the form. We'll see your name. We'll get you over that document too. That's all I've got for everybody. Appreciate everyone showing up today. Next week, same time, same place. If I'm on your calendar and you have the Zoom registration link, you will get notified. Do me a favor. I want you to go implement that today. If you're not working from a calendar, go create a Google Calendar account, create a free training, pick your first date, and I want you to put it in the calendar and stick to it. I want you to go find a few people to share that link with and say, hey, I know this could help, or find out if it could help them. And they say, yes, but here's the link, get them on your calendar. Go start building up that calendar following, start building up that Zoom registration link, and go and just practice. You don't even have to go stream live everywhere like I'm doing. You could just be on Zoom with a bunch of people that you probably know or will get to know. And then when you feel more comfortable, you can start streaming it everywhere, right? But don't hide. All right, everyone, we'll see you on the next one, next Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll be talking about webinars versus challenges. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.